Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Make Your Mark Monday. Today we're going to talk about how to handle complaints online. Every single brand out there will naturally have negative reviews online. And there are a couple of things that you should definitely do to make sure that you're handling them well and in a way that's really going to actually strengthen your brand online. A couple of the things, or the first thing here, is to be prompt. One of the things that we do is we use Google Alerts to help us be aware of what's being said about our brand or even our clients' brands online. Google Alerts can help us really see exactly what's going on in kind of a real-time scenario. So I definitely recommend, in setting up some Google Alerts and to make sure that you're able to be on top of these complaints. The next thing is to respond publicly. Remember that this is an open forum. They've reviewed you publicly and they're saying what they're saying to everybody else in the audience. What you should do is, in a public forum, address them individually. Try and talk directly to them as though this was a back and forth email that just so happens everybody else can hear. And so don't argue with them. I mean, you don't have to agree with them per se, but don't get into a he said, she said type of a scenario here. But you definitely, on the same token, you want to prove the reviewer that wrong, that they're just way off base. Usually, when somebody reviews you, they're as a brand, if they're reviewing you, it's usually about how unprofessional you were, or something to that effect. You can definitely discredit them just by making sure that your review isn't emotionally charged like theirs will be. Theirs will be extremely emotionally charged. It'll probably have grammar mistakes and things like that. If you make sure that yours is just clean, polished, very professional, very gracious, it will come across discrediting the original reviewer. The other thing that you can do is to highlight your value propositions right there in your response to the original review. For example, some of the things that you could do is if they come out and they say, the shipping was late on this product, they were extremely unprofessional when we called them up, we can come back and say, hey, we are so sorry that you had that experience. Customer service is our top priority, and we apologize for any of this. We don't argue with them again, and we're not necessarily saying that what they said was correct, but what we're doing is highlighting that, hey, customer service is extremely important to us. This is maybe usually what happens. I am so sorry that this happened in your case. Please contact me. What can I do to make this right? Again, we're sounding very gracious. We are grateful that they came to us in the first place, and we're reaching out to that individual as though this is a one-on-one conversation, but of course recognizing that everybody else in the world can hear what's going on. Okay. Another thing is, don't remove reviews. One of the temptations for a lot of reviews or a lot of brands is to go out and try and remove reviews or complaints online. And you've got to recognize that every brand is going to have some negative reviews, that there will always be critics of something. So don't go out of your way to remove them if they are legitimate. Now, if it's a competitor that's reviewing you and it's absolutely blatantly obvious that it's a competitor or something else, then of course you can seek to try and remove the review. But until that happens, don't. Just, again, respond publicly to the review in this type of way. And then, of course, bottom line here is fix your business. Use the public forum or the complaints that are happening online as a way for you to understand what people are saying about your business. Use those to fix your business, fix the way that you operate and run day to day. If you follow these steps, what you can do is you'll really create a strong brand online, and even bad reviews will work. To help strengthen your brand. So thanks again for tuning in. On Wednesday, we'll dive in a little bit deeper. We'll take a look at a couple of good examples of responding to complaints and how you're able to discredit the reviewer, but still in a gracious way without arguing, and by highlighting your value proposition. Thanks again for tuning in.